Hello, everyone. You're listening to Unlocking Greatness Podcast with Zenja Glass. Feel free to call me Z. Today's topic is going to be slow down. Slow down. I know those are hard words to hear, especially because so many of us are rushing. We're busy. We have a million things on our plate. But I feel in my heart the need to tell you to slow down. Sometimes you can get a lot more done by going slower. Slow your pace, slow down a second, and just learn to be present for a moment. Slow down. We have all of these false alarms that are going off in our heads all the time. We got to get this project done right now. We got to get this, help this person get this situation taken care of right now. We got to take care of this task right this very moment. We got to do this and do that, and we're ripping and running. Not having any real rest. Slow down. There's a passage in Ecclesiastes, and you guys know Solomon wrote this. He says in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2, the second part of it says, "For death is the destiny of every man, the living should take this to heart." For death is the destiny of every man. The living should take this to heart. For death is the destiny of every man. That's where we're heading eventually. I pray it's decades from now for all of us. But that's the final destiny. So what are we rushing for? Sometimes when I'm driving my car and someone's completely on me in the back, when a car's driving really, really close to you, and my kids or whoever's in the car with me, and they're like, "Mom, why don't you speed up? Why don't you go faster?" Or look at this car is cutting in front of another, a car and almost hit somebody. This car's just driving all over. And I just said, look, I'm not in a rush to die. I said that if that person is in a rush to die, and what I meant by that is not so much that person's going to be in an accident, but man, where are you rushing to? Where are we rushing to? Death is the destiny. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 15 says, "Naked a man comes from his mother's womb, and as he comes, so he departs. He takes nothing from his labor that he can carry in his hands." I don't care what's in your account right now. I don't care how cute or how fine you think you are. I don't really care what car you drive. I could care less. And I mean that with kindness. I don't care what awards you've received. I don't care how high your position is. I don't care how big your house is or what new furniture you just got or what vacation you just went on. Are you aware that when you leave this earth, you can't take nothing with you? Can't take any of it with you. I think many times we think when I get there, when I get to that point, then I'll be okay, then I'll be happy, then I'll be able to breathe. You ever felt that? Once my bills get paid, like me, I still literally owe some doggone student loans. I kid you not. That's a whole nother subject. But anyway, you ever feel like when I get there, when I get this degree, when I get this job, when I get this promotion, when I get my house, when I get married, when I have kids, when I get this business off the ground, when I start making money from the business, when I start being profitable from the business, when I get my own building. No, that's not it. When I hire some people, that's not it. When I get enough money in my account, I ain't got to worry about finances no more. Then I'll be able to kind of chill and go into second mode and relax. So let me tell you something. I need you guys to listen to me. Those moments never come for the most part because there's always something else. It's always the next. I used to think when I was younger, when I just finished college, then life's going to be, whatever, when I just get married, or when I just get a house, or when I just have kids, or when I start my own company, when I get my own employees, when I start making some money, when I get this amount in my account. I'm here to tell you all, as the common expression says, new levels, new devils, it's always then the next. There isn't a then, there's now. It's not a then, it's a now, being present right now. Does that mean you don't pursue goals and dreams and go after things? You guys know I'm not saying that. I'm all about that. But sometimes I have to check myself. And before I started recording just now, just so you know, because you guys know none of my stuff is ever really planned, I just literally prayed to God and said, God, please show me in my heart, what is it that I'm going through? And what is it that you want me to give to your people? Because I'm just a broken vessel doing my best to share my little life to help others. And God just put in my heart, be honest with what you're going through. Be honest and share with them. Share with them what's happened with you. So on Friday, first of all, as you guys know, I haven't put a podcast up in a while. It's been at least a week, if not longer. You know, I'm constantly going, working, doing this, doing that, taking care of people. That I had to literally just Friday in the middle of the day, I think it wasn't even 11 o'clock. I saw some video, some lady put a video up, and I don't remember her name or anything about it. But right at the beginning of the video, she said something like she, out of the blue, took a long leave of absence from her company and took several weeks off work to be with her family. And she's so glad she did because some bad situations happened. I won't go into it. But right then and there in that moment, I felt like God spoke to me in my spirit and just said, you got to rest. You got to slow down. You got to relax. And I, without any warning, jumped up, said to my crew, said to everyone, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm going to go out of town. I'm going to go spend some time with my daughter who's away in college. And I literally told my husband, my kids, now mind you, my kids are adults, I told everyone, whoever wants to go with me, pack up because within the next hour, I'm going to be on the highway. I kid you not. Now, I know not everyone has the luxury of being able to just jump up and go. Sometimes you have smaller kids, you can't get away. Sometimes you can't just walk away from your job like that. But I'm making a point that I said to myself, you know what, God, I've got to be present. I've got to slow down. And let me tell you what happened. We had a great time. I won't even get into all of that. But on the way back, I think I was coming back home on a Sunday. And I just knew I had a packed day Monday to be at work. My car went out on the road. And I had all these things playing in my head of what I've got to do. You know, I've got work to do. I've got this project I got to finish up. I want a podcast I want to record. I got this. I got my book I want to finish writing these last few chapters. It was all lined up what I wanted to do. And guess what happened? My car went out. And my car is fairly new. And literally, I'm pressing the gas pedal and it just would not go anymore on the freeway. It literally would only go like maybe 10, 15 miles an hour. I'm like, you have got to be kidding. At the bottom of a bridge, what makes it so bad? So imagine your car going out just as you're trying to creep up over a bridge, which in my opinion is one of the worst spots you can be in. And you have got to be kidding. And I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, you just got to show me what to do. I was barely able to get my car up over this bridge and kind of roll down the ramp. I kid you not. I literally had to, thank God there was a red light on up ahead, roll down the ramp off the freeway. I literally had to roll through a red light and roll right on into, there was a hotel literally right there at the end of the light, and I just rolled my car right on into it. By the grace of God, my car literally gave out just as I pulled into the lot. And I had a gazillion things on my plate that I needed to take care of. So I walked my little butt into that hotel. And I'm a little frazzled, I'm not going to lie, because one, of just what just happened. Two, I got all these things on my plate I've got to get done. But something in my spirit was telling me, no, I'm slowing you down. I'm slowing you down. And I walked into that hotel. And the young man I'm about to talk about, he's going to laugh because he doesn't know I'm about to mention a little bit of our conversation. I'm going to try to be as wise as I can with not sharing too much in terms of what he shared with me. But I walked into that lobby and I'm explaining to him what happened. And I'm like, I cannot believe I made it in here, you know, and here's what happened and blah, 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 blah. And he says to me, one of the first things out of his mouth right at the front desk of the hotel, he said, this is just God. I says, what? He said, this is God. And I stood there and in an instant, he doesn't know this, I was holding back tears because I thought, oh, that's right. God is the one ordering my steps and directing my life. He's trying to show me something or take me somewhere or do something. And I've been so busy with my own plans, I haven't sat long enough with him to be present and just follow his flow in what he's doing. And so I can't go into what this young man was saying to me, but I'll just say, how can I put this in the best words? He loves my podcast. He's just talking about just how much he just was enjoying it. But he said to me, he said, I'm new over here. I don't know many people in this country. And he's just like, this is just God. He says, I think he said to me, my grandfather said to me, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I was blown away that out of all places, keep in mind, I'm way out in the boonies somewhere. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm rolling down a freeway ramp, and I just happened to roll into this lot. And I had the most amazing conversation, and I want to respect his privacy, so I don't want to go into any detail, with the most amazing young man who is searching, and I'll just leave it at that. And he's like, this is just God. My grandfather told me when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. He's like, I just cannot believe this is happening. So we had the most amazing conversation. And then that night I go into, because I couldn't go nowhere, they couldn't tow my car or do anything until later. I went into a restaurant later that night that was right next to the hotel. Same thing, an amazing woman at the bar. And hopefully she's watching this as well. She's probably going to comment if she is. I won't go into our conversation. But we got to talking about the podcast, because when I came in, she's like, I recognize your voice. And we started talking a little bit. And all I'll just say is at the very end, she's like, oh, my goodness, this is just totally Jesus. This is just totally Jesus. You just have no idea. Something like that. She muttered those words. And I said to myself as I left out, I thought, God put me right where I needed to be. I needed to meet these people. I needed to have these conversations, and I needed to have this downtime. I sat in my room. I read a book that I've been working on reading for years, and it's an amazing book that just teaches you about how we can't control things on the outside of us. We can only control what's on the inside. And I was able to really get some clarity in my life about how controlling I am, how I try to control so many events outside of me. And that's where fear and anxiety and stress comes from, is because we really can't control it. It's almost like a false sense of control, but we think we have control, but we really don't. And I just learned, it's almost as if God said, I got to get you quiet for a moment, just me and you. I got to get you quiet for a little bit, just you and I, so that I can just remind you, I'm the one in control. You're not behind schedule. There are these false alarms you have going off inside of you that you've got to get things done at this time or you're behind schedule. You are right on schedule. You can't control the outside parameters of what goes on outside of you. And you've got to learn to let go. And it was such an amazing time of just sitting in the presence of God, reading this book, some hotel in some area. I have no idea, for the most part, where I'm at, how this all happened, and have the most amazing conversations with people who truly were searching. It's just amazing how God works. So my message to you, and I'm actually going to wrap this up. It's not even going to be a long message. My message to you is to slow down. There's a passage in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 that says in verse 10, it says, whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income. This too is meaningless. Now here's the verse I want you to hear, and I'm going to end with this. In verse 11, as goods increase, so do those who consume them. As goods increase, so do those who consume them. And if you're thinking, Z, where are you going with this? Are you sad? Are you down? No. I'm not sad or down at all. I'm at peace. Because I realize there really is no there. There's only now. We think when we get to this point, when we get to, in this situation, or when our finances change around, or when this changes around, then things are going to be so much better. And I'm here to tell you, as goods increase, so do those who consume them. This bubble that we try to live in or create for ourselves, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Most people are never satisfied. That doesn't mean that you're selfish to want more things and to strive for things and to grow your company. That doesn't mean that at all. You guys know that. I'm just trying to get you to slow down for just a moment and realize all we have is now. I'm so grateful I went away and spent time with my daughter, just precious time spending a couple days with her. Well, I could have been back home working on projects, I know, but all we have is now. Slow down. Breathe. Take a big breath in. It's going to be okay. You'll get things done. You'll get done what needs to be done. You'll get it done. You're going to achieve the goals and the dreams that you have set. It'll happen. But sometimes you can go faster by slowing down. Sitting with your Father, asking him to just speak to you and guide you and say, Lord, what is it that you see? I have a business consultant that I get with every quarter. She's phenomenal, which I should have her on the show, by the way. I just thought about that. And what I love about her, she's an amazing woman of God. And she always says to me when I come to her with a complex issue about something, or what should I do? Should I hire more staff? Should I da-da-da? Like, give me your insight, your thoughts. Here's where I'm at. Here's where we're at fiscally. Here's what I'm thinking. She always says, Z, well, what did God put in your heart? And I love that she brings me back to my center. She said, because he's your CEO. I know you're the CEO, but he's the real CEO. She said, what does your business partner say? I'm like, I don't have a business partner. She said, oh, yes, you do. And I love, first of all, I'm grateful God put her in my life. I love that she brings me back to, oh, that's right. That's right. I do have a counselor that I can tap into, even in the business world. Let me tell that for all the entrepreneurs listening. Even in the business world, we have a business partner we can tap into. So that's it. I'm keeping this podcast short. I am asking you all to take some time to just slow down and take care of you. Slow down and be with God. Let go and allow life to take you in the course that it's taken you. There's so many things that's happened. There's other examples I can give, but I'm trying to make this a short broadcast where I can tell you where I normally would have had something to say, or I normally would have jumped in and tried to control the situation. So many situations happen, not only at work, but I'm talking in my family. And after this weekend, especially with everything that I experienced, I realized God has just taken me on this journey. And I got to enjoy this journey as I go, because death is the destiny of every man. That's the final destiny that where we're all heading, whether you admit that or like it or not. So let me slow down and be present. I pray to God that we don't miss anything important. I pray to God that as we're pursuing our goals and dreams and whatnot, that God puts in our hearts the things that are truly important. Not that it's not important to pursue those things. I want to make that clear. But some of us have family we need to be praying for. Some of us have children we need to be spending some time with. Some of us have situations that are happening and we're blind to it because we're not present. You ever been around somebody but you're really not there? Your mind is somewhere else? Sometimes, especially if you're anything like me where we're busy and we have a lot going on, sometimes we can live like that and not even know that there's these blind spots and we don't even see them. So I love you all. I'm asking you to slow down. Just slow down a moment. Slow down. Everything is going to work out as it should. Let go of some things and allow life to be. And open your eyes and your mind and your heart and ask God to just direct you. Okay? So, God willing, I'll be doing another broadcast pretty soon. But right now, I'm in a peaceful mode of taking things a day at a time, step at a time. I'm not even freaking out about not having, released a podcast or whatever in quite a while. God just put in my heart, you'll release something when I give it to you. And so that's why I'm on camera now. Anyway, slow down. It's okay. The world is not going to fall apart because you're putting things on pause and you're slowing down. Some of you need to make a hard pivot right now. Right now, a hard pivot. Some of you need to walk away from a project right now. Stop doing what you're doing. And just take some time for you to just slow down and be present. Be in the now. Because death is the destiny of every man. And as goods increase, so do those who consume them. So there is no, when I get to this level, when I get to, trust me on that. The bubble just continues to grow. So please take some time to just slow down, okay? You'll find you're able to go faster if you slow down. And you'll have more peace and more courage as you take your next steps. I love you all. You know I do. This is Z with Unlocking Greatness Podcast. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening. This is Z with Unlocking Greatness Podcast. Please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button. Love you all. Bye-bye.